Hello YouTube, how is everybody doing on this fine Wednesday evening? Yes, I'm recording and uploading this video much later than I had intended to. Just got home from the camper on Tuesday, and it's just like I'm trying to get caught up on emails and all kinds of other stuff on the line and whatnot, and one thing leads to another, and before I know it, it's like, okay, I was going to record something. So to start off with, I will not have a finished project video for you for Friday. I do, however, have two projects that are finished. The one is for two of the groups I participate in, but you will not see that until I do a finished object Friday video. And the second one, I finished the project on, I think it was Saturday at the camper. Either Friday or Saturday. I think I finished it on Saturday while I was at the camper. And no, I did not get another kink in my finger. If you guys had watched my video last week for my whips. So I was able to finish that project. I actually love how it turned out. It did bring in a bit of the pinkish color from the cake, but not as much as I was hoping for. But it is kind of cute. I like it. I'm keeping it for myself. I don't normally wear that type of item, but I like it. So with that being said, like I said, it is done. I've already taken photos of it and everything is ready to go. It's sitting right here. But you guys are not going to see that till, I think, next Friday. Like not this upcoming Friday, but next. So if you guys want to go ahead over to my About page, and if you click on my post, which is the last tab that goes across the bottom of my screen underneath my photo and my YouTube channel name and all that stuff, and if you click on post, you'll find the very first one that will pop up is a poll of 3 items. Go over there, hit a vote on one of the 3 items if you haven't already. It's more or less the book. I'm going to make everything out of the book, and that would be my Head to Toe Winter Knits book. It's more or less fun for me to see what you guys vote for next. I do not look ahead or look, throughout to see how the poll's coming along. So it's always a surprise for me, and I have fun with it. But we're not here for that because, like I said, Friday's video you guys won't see till next week. Then there is tomorrow's video for things we're making Thursday. We got home from the camper, like I said, yesterday, and I already knew what color I was going to use and what yarn I was using. I just had to wait till I got the video telling me the 2 stitches that were going head to head this month to determine what stitch I was going to use, and I just whipped up a quick washcloth. So it's going into 2 entries. You know me, I like to double or triple or quadruple dip if possible. So there will be a second video after this one. By the time this one gets actually uploaded and everything, I'm thinking it's going to be close to midnight, and I know hubby and I want to go back out to the camper early Thursday morning-ish, like well before noon kind of thing. So I'm going to do 2 videos back-to-back tonight. So I am sorry about that. I know a lot of people don't like doing it. I'm one of those people, but I've done it in the past, and it is what it is. So once I'd finished that item from my Head to Toe Winter Knits item that, like I said, gave me that kink in the finger the previous weekend, I had a book I was in the process of reading. Also got it completely finished. It turned out pretty good. I'm not going to get into details. I love to read. I just don't read quickly, and I don't read a lot. So I don't really want to put what book I'm reading into my channel because who knows how long before that book will get finished, considering I've got a stack. I know some people say they've got unfinished whips. I've got unfinished books. And the book, and I have them all stacked up. And what I was trying to do was take the bottom book out of the pile, take it to the camper, whatever got read over that time I was there, got read. When I came home, put it at the top of the pile, take the next book, get it ready. Well, because that book I just finished was a much shorter book. Like I think it was only like 118, 120 something pages. Like it wasn't very long. It was a very, very short book. I decided I was going to read that one straight through. But the book that's currently in my backpack, I started that book back in, I think, 2019, some point or another. And I'm just barely over halfway. Now, I know some people will DNF a book or DNF a project and rip it out and make it into something else. I'm not that type of person. If I start a book, I will finish it. Who knows when? Kind of thing. So I thought, what, I'm going to take, because like a lot of the chapters are kind of short in this book. Like some are only like 2 pages long. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do this weekend while at the camper, because Sophie's going back up with me this weekend. She's home right now, which you're going to see in a moment. But she's going to go back up with me because I have nothing else on the go right now. But what I'm going to do is do a round of Sophie and then kind of read the next 2 pages in the book. Then do a round of Sophie, or I may actually do a chapter. Read a whole chapter, then do another round of Sophie. Read another chapter, do another round of Sophie. Because what I did with the last book and the head to toe winter knits item I just made, I would do, because it was a 2-row repeat, I would do the 2 rows, then I'd read the 2 pages of the book, put my bookmark behind, into the next 2 pages. Then I'd do 2 more rows of the blank, or the item, and then read 2 more pages of the book. I know it's a pain because you're picking up, putting down, picking up, putting down, but it's like bringing mind back and forth, back and forth. Some people find that mumble jumble. I, for some reason, can concentrate better doing that. I don't think, oh my goodness, this is just dragging on forever kind of thing. So anyways, Sophie's Universe. I just literally about 5 minutes ago finished putting in the last stitches for round 92. So here's the book again for a reminder for Sophie's. So yeah, I just finished round 92, which puts me at, I believe I just finished, where is it? Yeah, I'm 92, so I'm just about ready to start part 14. Now, I do know after round 92, there's an option to make the flowers look a little different. And there was an option earlier in the book as well after round 30-something. I want to say 31 or 36 or something like that. I have not yet done those optional parts. And the reason for that is I am now on Cake 4. I had joined Cake 4 over the weekend while at the camper. Cake 4 has only been on for, I think, 3 rounds. I'm trying to figure out whereabouts it was when I added it. Well, maybe it's been on a little longer than that. Maybe it's been on for about 5 rounds. Yeah, I'm thinking it's been on for 5, maybe 6 rounds. And it's eaten up a lot already. I think 1/3 of the cake's already gone. I'm thinking to finish the next section of the book, which is section 14, I'll have enough out of this cake. How much farther beyond that I'll get, I don't know. And then I don't know how much of my 5th cake, which is the last cake I have right now, will get me. If I can get it to the end and not have enough to do that bonus little sections on the flower, I'm just going to leave it. No big deal. If it looks like I've got at least 2 rounds to go, I will probably buy another cake. I know I was up in the air, but I was just going to find another yarn of some kind and just join it. But to be honest, I think I'm just going to buy another cake, and then I've got more cake in the house for whatever reason. So you guys are waiting to see her. I am so sorry. Let's show her off. I'm just going to more or less show you the corner and part of the side of where I'm working, because she is heavy. And that was another thing. I read the book actually on the front of the book for dimensions and such. And had you used a worsted weight yarn, so size 4, and I'm using a size 3, so I'm using a DK. And I am only using a 4.25 millimeter or 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. I know it's in the 4s. 4.25. So I am using a smaller hook, smaller yarn. But if I'm 5'9", okay, keep that in mind. I am 5'9", barefoot, standing on a flat surface. If you're using the worsted weight yarn, like it calls for, and the proper hook it calls for, from side to side, either 2 sides, it doesn't matter which, it's supposed to measure 5'6". 6 inches. So I'm thinking mine, due to, like I said, smaller yarn, smaller hook, I think it's going to be around the 5'2" mark. So, yeah, because I thought, this is going to be a beautiful blanket. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot smaller than the way it was turning out. I thought it'd be a beautiful blanket if I ever get a craft room. And, I've got a really nice, comfortable computer desk chair or nice reclining chair or some kind of really nice chair that I could be sitting in the craft and film from and stuff like that. I wanted this to be hung on the wall behind me as a backdrop. No, that's not happening. Not with how big this blanket's going to be. This blanket's going to be actually used, loved, and abused. I came to the conclusion over the weekend that she's definitely not going to be a wall hanger. So I'm just going to show you the corner I'm on. Now, the blue stitch marker is where I was last week. So you guys can see on the top of my head. And the purple one is just to mark the first stitch of the round I just finished. Just so I know where I was supposed to put my slip stitch and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to try and show you the corner and part of the side. So as you can see, I did get a fair bit done on her. And she is whipping up. Now that it's back to being a corner, like a proper square blanket, but just 4 corners. She is whipping up really fast. I will admit that this row here with the zigzags, as they call them, I don't know if my book has a misprint in it, but I was supposed to repeat something 28 times and it ended up being 29 times. And I tried to make the 28 work. I thought this isn't working, so I just went with the 29. I thought if I got a frog or fake it the next round somehow, I'll figure out what I can alter to make it work. So when I got all the way around that round with the zigzags, I then did the slip stitch to join the end of the round and so on and so forth. And then I read the instructions for the next round, and I literally held the work and literally counted all the stitches for so many to be here and so many of this type and so many of this type and so on. And by the end of the side, from not counting the corner stitches, the stitches in between the corners were exactly the stitches I needed. So I thought, okay, the zigzag round had to have been some kind of a misprint of something. I don't know. But I'm still very much in love with her. They said she's going to be huge. I'll move the stitch marker up after I'm done recording. I'm still very, very much in love with her. Like I said, I think by next Wednesday, when you guys see her next, she's going to have a significant more put onto her for sure. I honestly think I will probably pretty sure that I'm going to be on my last cake. And like I said, the next section is on the cover example. It's the solid white section there, or the butterfly stitch or whatever it's called. I'm going to be done it for sure. After that, I don't know how much my cake will be before I put on the last cake. Like I said, I don't know. I'm really hoping that what I have is going to be enough, but I don't know if it will be. Now, I did do some calculations, though, so far in this blanket, because my sister-in-law came up to the camper for the weekend. Well, Saturday through to Monday. Her boyfriend showed up Monday. He brought up some wood and stuff for us to burn. And I was working on it when he showed up. So he asked me, like, what would you sell something like that for? I'm like, bare minimum $150. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, ouch. But yeah, the very first cake that I bought back in March of 2024, which would have been when I started here in the center, I know that cake was full price. And the only reason I know that is because I think it was the 3rd of March, 2024, got the email saying 40% off. And I know I would do one of two things. Either I'd go in with my husband, get, say, 2 of an item that's a little on the more expensive side, have him have some money, have myself have some money, and then we'd go to same till or different tills. It didn't really matter. And we would say, hey, we got an email for 40% off. And they'd pull a piece of paper out from underneath the counter, scan it, and give us the 40% off. And then I'd give my email address, and he'd give his email address to the person, that is our cash register, our tiller. Then, if my husband wasn't in the mood to do that, I would go to the store, literally buy something, take it up, tell him I had a coupon for 40% off, literally walk outside the store. My husband would be standing right outside the door or at our vehicle, whichever, and I'd hand him the bag, and I'd literally turn right around and come right back in the store, and I'd repeat that 3 or 4 times. Because I'm sorry, I find Michael's here, we don't get nearly the deals you guys get. Like, we don't get any bonus reward points or anything like that. I don't know if that's only if you order for and you get items shipped. But doing online purchases and in-store purchases, we don't get any of those bonus rewards that you guys get in the States. So, yeah, I was cheating the system. I will admit I was cheating the system because I find for us, the yarn's a little expensive. Like, one of these cakes before taxes is $14.99, and it's almost $18 once you add all the taxes onto it. And it's like, I'm not paying that for one cake of yarn. And the worst thing is, it's all the Karen latte cake, or all the Karen cakes, are $14.99. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-weight, a 3-weight, a 4-weight, if it's, like 200 gram or yards or 700 yards, or what the material content is. They are all $14.99. I'm sorry, this is almost 800 yards? Yeah, it's almost 800 yards, a 3-weight yarn. $14.99, not bad. But if I'm buying, say, a 5-weight yarn, and it's barely 200 yards of material, and I'm still paying $14.99 on tax, I'm sorry, that's a ripoff. So yeah, I would do whatever I could to save, a penny here, a penny there kind of thing. Well, Michael's changed their policy. And again, when I did a rant about this way back then, and I'm sorry, I'm probably going to do a rant here again, my husband and I don't have cell phones. And I thought, oh great, so I lose out on these coupons and these deals. Like, I don't go to Michael's every single day or every week. But now I'm going to lose out on these coupons because I can't scan the barcode. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, if I get the email, bring up the barcode, take a photo of it with my tablet, which I've done when I've shipped a few packages over to the U.S. because I've got to pre-register it all now at home with taking a picture of the barcode and that so they can scan, and it just everything pops up in their computer system. They next to nothing for work-wise at the Canada Post Office. So I thought, okay, well, at least I get my coupons that way. So one of the 5 cakes I paid full price. The other 4 cakes, I did it with PayPal winning. So technically, this blanket's pretty much been free to me to make. Even the first cake I bought at full price, I think that was birthday money or Christmas, possibly Christmas money, my husband gave me for Christmas that year. So technically, I haven't put a cent into this blanket. It's all been other gifts or winnings. But with the 5 cakes I have purchased so far, Canadian fund, remember that, with taxes and everything, I've put technically in $57.88. So almost $60. So asking and how the difficulty of it, I think 150 is plenty, fair enough for a price. Now, if I've got 2 more add-ons here, the 1016, if I use the percentage 40% coupon. So if I've got to buy a 6th cake, it's going to put me up to $68.04. If I'm going to buy a 7th cake, which I'm pretty sure I will not need to buy, I'm pretty much determined I'm not going to have to buy that cake. If I'm literally 1 round short, I'm not buying another cake. If I bought the 6th one, but I'm not buying the 7th one. But if for some reason I do feel I need to get that 7th one, which, like I said, I don't think I will, I'm going to spend $78.20 on this blanket. And that's using 40% coupon and doing the online in-store pickup, one cake at a time, just because that's what the coupon is. You can only use it on one regular item. And yeah, it could be a pretty penny. But for those who are making it and have struggled to put it away, like I said, I know with me, anytime I put it in timeout was when I was doing the short and long sides. Trust the process. It does work. It doesn't make sense, but it does work. If you've got to somehow, instead of ripping it back, I advise if you don't have to, do not. If there's a way you can squeeze in a second stitch if you have to, or skip the last stitch because you have one too many or something like that, fake it. Unless you're entering the blanket to be 100% judge, it has got to be absolutely perfect. In a year from now, you're going to remember where those mistakes are you made? Some people might. I probably wouldn't. I've got 3 or 4 mistakes in this blanket. And especially now that it's much bigger, I thought, I'm not ripping it out. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm pretty sure I counted off the side previous rounds. How am I going to mistake it? And I'm even looking to make sure I'm in the right stitch, and I am. And it's like, oh, well, it is what it is. I even went back and counted the number of stitches. And somehow I got an extra stitch somehow. I thought, okay, we'll just skip the end one. No big deal. But guys, I love yous all. I'm going to upload this video. Get this all packed up, ready to go back up to the camper tomorrow. And then I'm going to go ahead and also record and upload my Things We're Making Thursday video. So I will see you guys very shortly. Bye for now.